Well, a beautiful good morning to you hockey fans and Dallas Stars Elite fan faithful tuning in from across the globe. Come down all season. It's been a grind there, Michael. Brendan, this is our last broadcast as we step on the ice here momentarily for a championship game against the Texas Junior Brahmas. And it's been an exciting journey to get here, Michael.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's bittersweet, obviously. You know, we're here at the playoffs. Last broadcast, it's just been fantastic. A lot of fun with you guys, so thank you.
Girls are queued up. We did some pre-game highlight reels from last game, courtesy of Mr. Elliott. It was a heck of a match in the semifinals, overtime win for the girls, grinding it out from start to finish. Never gave up on it, and so cool to see Mia Isaac get rewarded with a beautiful pass from Zakaria, and honorable mention for Simcoe because she was right in front of the net, causing a screen for an overtime victory for these ladies. And the Brahmas have been a tough opponent all year, haven't they, Michael?
Yeah, all year. I mean, they're number one seed in the division. Every single game has been close. We've had, 2 or 3 overtime against them between regular season and these playoffs. So, you know, the girls got to come out and be physical.
You're absolutely right, and I think they were talking about being physical ahead of the match. They were playing certainly assertively against the Texas Junior Stars yesterday, that group from Austin. In fact, so physical that a few of the parents, I think, felt maybe it was a bit too spicy for what their liking were. So, but I think that's the kind of physical play they're going to have against the Brahmas here.
Yeah, they definitely need to keep up that physical play, so I want to see them just keep doing what they've been doing. I really think that if they just keep it up, then they've got a really great shot at taking home the cup.
Brendan Elliott, if you can bring up that screen still shot of our road to the Stanley Cup. We'll just do a quick highlight of that again. Another good graphic from Mr. Elliott, but as you see, the Stars did beat the Texas Junior Stars yesterday, as we talked about. That was an overtime battle, 2-1. And Amarillo Wranglers, who came into this tournament, or this championship playdown, as the heavy underdog, were leading against the Texas Junior Brahmas late in the game, 4-3. Brahmas tied it up with under a minute to go, and then eventually end up winning in a shootout. So hats off to the Amarillo Wranglers for making the Brahmas sweat, and we're hoping to do the same here today as well.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to point out again on the playoffs, we've had just phenomenal goaltending. You know, we've seen it on really both sides, but especially our girls. I think we're over a 94-95% save percentage combined between the two goaltenders.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Michael. It's such a good situation for our team and our coach to be in, having two solid goaltenders. Allen had a heck of a couple games in the round robin. Schaefer had a heck of a couple games, and as you mentioned, combined save percentage floating right around 950. And if your save percentage is 950, you're going to give your club a chance to win every game you play.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what chance we had in the first game of the round robin when we played the Brahmas. You know, that went to overtime, and Jordan Allen had just some fantastic saves. She is the majority of the reason why we were in that game. And, you know, Coach has a tough decision to make today on who starts between the pipes, and it is a good problem to have, like you said.
Yeah, and actually on the starting, typically the first goalie that jumps on the ice is the starting goalie. And we did see Schaefer come out first, leading the team, threw a bottle on the net, so she will be getting the nod, I believe, for the finals here, and you know what, deservedly so. She's worked really hard. Allen obviously worked really hard too, and I think this is a scenario you got a 1A, 1B for championships, and you know, I think Schaefer's had some highlight reel saves and been pretty steady, and I expect to see more of that here in the finals.
Yeah, likewise, and I think one of the keys to victory is going to be collapsing on defense against a couple of these Brahmas star players. You know, a lot of their goals are coming down to some odd man rushes and then just, you know, roofing them. Top left corner has been their favorite spot to hit. So if we can get defense to just keep these players to the outside, stay physical on these guys, you know, give our team a chance to win.
Notables on the Brahmas. Reminder, we've got 27. His last name's Jackson. He's a heck of a puck mover that comes out of the defense. Likes to go end-to-end a lot. I think our girls did a really good job frustrating the heck out of him there Saturday morning.
Yep.
I guess that was Friday morning. My weekend's a blur now that we've...
That was our Saturday.
That was our Saturday. Yeah, it felt like the Saturday, but no, that was indeed Friday. And really frustrated him. And frankly, the Brahmas did something similar to Simcoe. Maybe taking a few liberties, not only with our goaltending, but with her as well. And good on Simcoe for continuing to take it, and it frees up time and space because, quite bluntly, we've got a heck of a roster in all our lines, and if they want to focus on one individual, that opens up time and space for everyone else that she's playing with.
Yeah, all three lines have been firing on all cylinders. They're looking really good. They're moving the puck, cycling the puck really well. I think it was good to see. I know you mentioned, Simcoe getting targeted, and they shut her down pretty effectively in the first game. She was able to finally get a goal in this last game, kind of like you said, get the monkey off her back. So she's going to feel good coming into this game, and if they can move the puck, I'm excited for their chance.
Girls getting their final lap in here before we get into puck drop. This will be the final cheer for them for the season. And regardless of what happens in this hockey game, super proud of these young ladies. They have absolutely earned the right to be playing in the championship. Sent a really talented team home yesterday in the Austin, Texas Junior Stars in the semifinals. It left them pretty sad. They obviously wanted to finish their season like we are. And I think that's going to carry some momentum here. So look forward to seeing a high tempo early and a lot of back forth is my assumption.
And for those who don't know, their chant is "Who are we, DSE?" 3 times.
Not get ahead of ourselves, but if the girls win today, we're hearing that it might be the first time a girls team has ever won a division.
Yeah, that was some hallway talk that Coach Tyler was letting the girls know in the locker room yesterday. Maybe a little extra motivation for them. But wouldn't that be something else here? First girls title in the 12U for a league championship. So
I know my daughter Lydia was telling me this morning we're going to make history today.
Love it. Bold statement from young Gagne. Calling the shot. Beautiful. As noted, Schaefer in between the pipes. We've got Simcoe up front on left wing, Dulac on right wing. Zakaria will be taking the draw. Mason and Shortino on point. Fans getting rowdy, girls getting rowdy. It's time to play some hockey. On the draw. One and controlled by the Brahmas. They gain the zone. 34 driving down the left wing. Takes the shot. Deflected away into the near corner. Zakaria looks to break that out. Tries to find an outlet. That's held in by the Brahmas. Mason's turn now. Mason, she fires one off the glass. That's picked up by number 9, McGee. McGee tries to cut to the middle. That's picked up by Simcoe. Simcoe now coming through this neutral zone with some speed, using her strength, driving down the right wing. Got Dulac going to the front. Here's an opportunity for Simcoe. There's a shot. Another opportunity. Loose puck bouncing through the crease. Comes up back to the point. There's a shot from Mason. Back getaway come the Brahmas. Brahmas through the neutral zone. Centering pass comes all the way across. Simcoe's on it now. Simcoe trying to gain the zone, dumps it in deep. She's going to go for change and some fresh legs. Dulac and Zakaria pressuring. Puck's loose in the crease, picked up by Simcoe. Simcoe fires it in behind the net. Picked up on the near corner by Jackson. Simcoe interrupts that. Simcoe, centering pass right on the tape of Zakaria, not quite able to finish. Back to the point for Shortino now. Shortino, she takes the shot. Deflected, bouncing puck, another opportunity. Big save by number 29 on the Brahmas. Here comes the Brahmas. Up through the neutral zone now. Slowing it down. Driving it in. Poke check by Shortino. Zakaria back checking. That's picked up by Shortino again. Shortino fires it off the glass, gets it into the neutral zone. We're going to see a wholesale change on the Stars. All 5 players coming off. Brahmas trying to catch him with a lead pass. That's a little out of their reach, though. Ends up in behind. And a quick note on the goaltending situation for the Brahmas, Michael. The tall gentleman who played against us Saturday morning and has much stronger stats is not starting, nor is he on the bench.
Yeah, they only roster one goaltender. The tall goaltender we played against was actually an emergency backup. Their normal goaltender, Wellman, is in net right now.
I did not know that. Thanks for the heads up. Brahmas through the neutral zone. They send it into Isaac. Isaac lead pass to Grahovic. Grahovic gains the zone. Brahmas able to fire that back into the neutral zone. Biederman, she dumps one in. And a little too soon is Bucko and Grahovic hadn't quite touched up yet for the offside. Bucko centering Salzburg and Grahovic. That's the usual trio we've been seeing steady basically since Fort Lauderdale. Clean win by Bucko. She gets back to Biederman. Biederman lead pass to Grahovic. Grahovic, another lead pass to Bucko. Puck ends up in the neutral zone. Isaac's got it now. Isaac steps up, dumps it in. Brahm is able to pick that off. And they fire one right at their coach. Coach giving him a hard time. Stoppage of play with 12:36. Left-hander in the first. Elliott out centering Gagne and Stanton. There's the draw. We got Andrews and Lafleur on point. Out to Gagne. Gagne, she takes a shot. That's picked up by the Brahmas again. Driving down the left wing. Here comes the Brahmas. Brahmas looking to cut in. They send it in behind the net. Brahmas, number 9, couple moves by him, trying to get around. And that's quickly covered up by Schaefer.
That's all enough of that.
Zakaria back out there with Dulac and Simcoe again. Still have Andrews and Lafleur on point. Defensive zone draw. Zakaria wins it cleanly, gets it over to Lafleur. Lafleur, she tries to find Simcoe and does. Simcoe throws it up through the neutral zone. We got a foot race here. Dulac trying to chase down number 16. 16 tries to clear it out, gets it into the neutral zone. Back the other way come the Brahmas. 2-on-2 unfolding. Brahmas, they will load up a shot. That's high, bouncing puck. Ends up bouncing just on the left side of the net there. Brahmas from the corner. Looking for a centering pass. Up to Dulac now. Dulac driving down the right wing, tries a centering pass, that's interrupted. Zakaria's there to help out though. Zakaria, she's driving in, cuts to the middle. Zakaria, couple moves by her. She's got Simcoe trailing, same with Dulac. Zakaria cuts back, takes it in behind the net, looking for a centering pass, deflected. Brahmas picked that up, comes back to the point. Shortino now. Shortino loads one up, takes a shot, deflected off the shins. Back come the other way to Brahmas. 1-on-1 coming in on Mason. 2 back checkers on the Brahmas. There's a shot. Good pressure by the Stars to make sure that shot didn't get a lot of mustard on it. Simcoe dances her way through the neutral zone. Making a couple moves. She's going to drive White. Simcoe takes the shot. Saved by the Brahmas goaltender. Back Brahmas come the other way. End-to-end action here early in the first. That's interrupted to the neutral zone. Zakaria and Simcoe are going to jump off the ice. We got Salzburg and Bucko rounding out that line change. Bucko quickly on it. She gets it over to Grahovic. Grahovic tries to find it through the neutral zone. Brahmas able to interrupt that. Mason, she's on it now. Dumps it off the boards. Mason's going to step up again. This ends up over on Shortino's stick. Shortino off the boards to Grahovic. Little out of her reach. Back on to Mason's stick. Mason, it's deflected over to Grahovic. Here's a 3-on-2 unfolding. Grahovic, she's going to drive wide and White. Her and Bucko try to gain the zone. That's interrupted by Jackson though. Brahmas dump it all the way in behind the Stars net. Shortino gives chase. Shortino, lead pass, deflected off. Salzburg ends up in the neutral zone. Brahmas going to step in. Here comes number 9. Couple moves by him. Off to the face-off circle. 9 looking at his options. Mishandles it slightly. Now he tries to do an outlet pass to the defense. Both Bucko and Grahovic. Mid-ice collision between 9 and 53 on the Brahmas. Mason's there now. Brahmas able to hold his own. They take the shot. Bucko with the shot block. Bucko. She skates it through the neutral zone. Tries a backhand pass over to Salzburg. Clark's going to jump on. Good forechecking by Clark. Clark creating some space for herself. Drives it in. Pushes it in deep. Dump and chase with Clark. Coming on the ice to join her is Stanton and Elliott. Back the other way. Comes the Brahmas, but Biederman able to interrupt that. Brahmas push through though. Here comes number 34 down the left wing. Quickly back checking is Elliott. Puck battle ensues in the near corner. Kicked all the way back to the point. Brahmas trying to hold it in, and they do send it down to the half wall. Elliott's there though. Now it's in the high slot. There's a shot, deflected, loose puck. Comes over to the near half wall again. Elliott, she's going to pick that up. Centering pass, tries to find Clark. Clark, good pressure by her, forcing a quick pass on the Brahmas. Brahmas dump it in. Isaac, she picks it up on her backhand, has a look at her options, throws it off the glass, gets it into the neutral zone and relieves some pressure. Clark going for a line change. Elliott gets tripped up with the Brahma player mid-ice. Here comes the Brahmas. They load up a shot. Bouncing puck. Schaefer well positioned. Makes the save. Zakaria, Simcoe, Dulac back up front. With Andrews and Lafleur on point. Clean win by Zakaria. She gets it over to Andrews. Andrews takes it in behind the net. Feeds it over to the floor half wall trying to find Simcoe. Did a lot of Simcoe's reach, but ends up right back. Now we're into Simcoe's reach. Oh, good back check by number 2 in the Brahmas. 88 in the Brahmas. Cuts toward the slot. Shoots that just wide. Dulac, she looks to clear it out. Zakaria got a battle with 6 players on the near half wall here. Brahmas is trying to come out with it, but Andrews has something to say about it. She decides to get it out. Ends up clearing. They call the offside. Coach Tyler was almost pretty stressed about a potential missed offside there, but the officials were on it, Michael.
I'm trying to stay loose up here.
Got to stay loose. The broadcast crews.
Tighter up than the players.
Yeah. It's a tense game already. 7:58 left here in the first. Zakaria wins it back to Lafleur. Lafleur outlet pass to Simcoe. Simcoe picks it up. She's quickly pressured by Jackson. Brahmas throw it into the far corner. Andrews is going to pick that up behind the net. Andrews, she tries to throw it up. Going to pick it up on Dulac. Dulac finds Simcoe. Up through the neutral zone it goes again. Brahmas, they dump it in. Ends up coming into the near corner and in behind the net. Andrews now, she fires it back up trying to find Dulac. That's interrupted by number 4. Half wall again, right out to in the high slot. There's a shot, bouncing puck, loose out front. 98 loads one up, that's deflected. Ends up back to the point now on Jackson. Jackson tries to hold his own. Simcoe able to disrupt that. Here comes Zakaria. Zakaria's got an outlet with Dulac with her. Zakaria pushes it deep. Dulac needs to get some fresh legs, so Simcoe. Zakaria gets hauled down. Really good job by her drawing that penalty, and the Stars are going to go on the man advantage with 6:57 left here in the first.
Let's go, Stars! Let's go!
Zakaria using her speed to drive down that left wing and just out hustling Jackson. Jackson gets a little too liberal with his stick, takes her out at the feet, and gets called for tripping.
As we mentioned on Friday, a closer game, a tighter game than the refs calls, I think goes in our favor.
Clean win, back to Andrews. Andrews takes a shot. There's a shot block. Bucko had a beautiful draw straight over to Grahovic, and Grahovic fired it back to Andrews. Let's see if we can get a repetition of that. Bucko's been so solid on the faceoff draws all weekend.
Yeah, she's really good at getting her body around and blocking it once she protects the puck.
It's probably from playing hockey with her big brother, battling out on the faceoff draws. There's the draw, won again by Bucko, back to Andrews, same play. There's a shot to find a goal! And just like that, Bucko wins the exact same draw over to Grahovic. Grahovic back to Andrews. Andrews rifles a wrist shot, deflected off the defense. We got ourselves a 1-0 hockey game. Here's the replay. There's the shot, and it deflects off the Brahmas defender, forcing the goaltender to switch directions. Andrews loads that up. Poor goaltender on the Brahmas had no opportunity on that with the deflection coming off the Brahmas. Elliott's out there now with Gagne and Clark. They gain the zone. Elliott trying to cut through the middle, working her way up the middle, still fighting. Over to Clark, there's a backhand. Clark again to the backhand, still loose out front. Gagne is there. Good back check by Elliott, working both ways. And they end up getting Shortino and Mason some help. Back the other way, Gagne driving her way in. Look at Gagne go. Throws it toward the net. Goaltender pushes it off. Gagne still got it. Hard working ship by this line. Clark on it now in the corner. She sends it back to the point. Shortino able to hold the zone. Shortino dances around a couple of Brahmas. Clark sends it in deep. Gagne is in pursuit now. Gagne still forechecking. Finally, the Brahmas able to get some momentum here. Number 9 up through the neutral zone. Coming up on Zakaria. Number 9 looking for an option. Takes the shot. That goes high all the way around. And Dulak's going to be able to pick that up in stride, and she does. Dulac driving down the right wing. She's got Zakaria going to the front. Takes the shot. There's a blocker save. Oh, just out of Zakaria's reach. Zakaria throws it toward the net in behind. Picked up on the half wall by the Brahmas. Mason tries to hold the zone. Brahmas able to get through. There's a shot. Right on net. Cool as a cucumber. Schaefer makes the save. Freezes the puck. Slows it down.
Brahmas going to want to answer here quick and early to get that momentum back. What a hard-working shift, last shift, huh?
That crew last few games, something else. There's a shot. What a sneaky one, and Schaefer wisely gets the paddle down to make that save. And let me tell you something, that save's a lot harder than it looks when you got 5 bodies in front of you and you can't see the puck coming.
Exactly.
There's another clean win by the Brahmas, but quickly pressuring is Zakaria. Brahmas trying to get it in the slot. Now they do. Number 21's got it, brings it over to the half wall, feeds it back to the point, ends up right on Dulac's stick. Dulac, good move by her to dump it around. A little pitch and chase to herself. She's going to load up a shot. And couldn't quite get the shot off with number 2 back checking and able to put some pressure on her before her follow through. There's that paddle save, like I said, coming through traffic. And as you pointed out, Gagne, that Elliott, Clark, Gagne line had a great shift last shift. All kinds of pressure, using time and space and passing to one another. It's good to see. Bucko's out there with Grahovic and Salzburg again. We got Isaac on point. Clean win by Bucko again. Back to Isaac. Isaac loads up the shot. Bouncing puck. Goes just in behind the net. Salzburg's on it now. Salzburg centering past. Picked up by the Brahmas. They're able to get it into the neutral zone. Here comes 99 down the left wing. 98. And Biederman and Bucko doing a good job harassing 98 on the zone entry. Forcing the offside. And we got a stoppage of play because there's a volleyball on the ice. There's the draw. Clean win. Salzburg. She's trying to drive up. She's poke checked though. Ends up on Isaac's stick. Isaac tries a cross ice pass. That's interrupted. 98 picks it up from the Brahmas. Grahovic now. Grahovic dumps it off the boards. The Brahmas not quite able to gain the zone. You know, Michael, I did not know that other goaltender for the Brahmas was an emergency backup and that he wasn't rostered.
Yeah.
And he's a significantly talented goaltender as well. So Brahmas, they gain the zone off the draw, but Stars quickly regroup. Here comes Bucko into the high slot. Bucko driving wide and right. She's got Salzburg in the front of the net. Fires one. That's going to come all the way around. Isaac was contemplating holding the zone, but wisely decided to back off because 34 picked it up with some speed. Here comes 16 now. He takes the shot. Schaefer with the save, kicks that off. Isaac back the other way, trying to push through the neutral zone. She does. Isaac, couple moves by her, trying to drive up. Now it's picked up by Grahovic. Grahovic, she throws it toward the net. That's a bit wide. 22 is going to regroup behind the net. Pressuring Grahovic. Sent over, so Lafleur steps up to hold his own. Brahmas still trying to gain an exit. Elliott there now, her turn to block the shot. Finally, the Brahmas get it all the way back. Andrews picks it up, though. Andrews tries a lead pass over to Elliott, just out of her reach, though. Brahmas come back the other way. Here comes number 16, loads up a shot. That just goes just wide. Lafleur's going to pick that up now. Lafleur, she tries to clear it out. Brahmas able to hold his own. Fire it into the near corner. Backhand by Andrews. Beautiful over to Salzburg. Salzburg looking at her option. Decides she's at the end of her shift. Wants to finish the line mates getting out there for Elliott with Stanton and Gagne jumping on the ice. Speaking of which, Stanton's on it. Stanton on her forehand, onto her backhand. Stanton takes a shot through traffic. Saved by the goaltender, ends up over on Gagne's stick. Gagne tries a centering pass. Good effort by her, just out of the reach of Andrews, though. Now over to Lafleur. Lafleur gets it to Stanton. They gain the zone. Jackson now, he's going to want to go for a skate. Here comes Jackson, up through the neutral zone. Jackson trying to muscle his ways up, takes the shot. Great shot block by Andrews. Andrews pushing. Jackson still in pursuit. Tries to pitch it to himself out front. Ends back on 44s. There's a shot from him. Blocker saved by Schaefer. Ends up over onto Elliott's stick now. Brahmas coming out of the corner. Brahmas looks centering pass. Good defense by Lafleur, jumping on that to interrupt the potential entry. Lafleur on it again. She throws it out. Ends up on the point of the Brahmas. Brahmas, they dump it in deep. Lafleur's on it again. Here we go. Lafleur still using some strong checking skills. She's able to get it up to Gagne. Gagne pitches it into the neutral zone, and we'll be able to get a wholesale change. Zakaria, Simcoe, Dulac jump up on the front end, and we have Mason and Shortino 1 point. Lead pass, that was picked off, but then Zakaria, she quickly interrupts that, and then she gets interrupted. Here comes the Brahmas, 88. There's the shot. Blockered away into the corner by Schaefer. Ends up into the neutral zone. Jackson looks to stay in the zone. They dump it in. 1:03 left on the clock here in the first. Schaefer looks for an outlet pass. Shortino. Shortino throws it up to Simcoe. There's a loose puck. Dulac trying to jump on that, but Jackson quickly regroups. Good forecheck by Simcoe. Number 44, he tries a lead pass. Zakaria's there now, though. Simcoe coming in on Jackson. Simcoe driving wide. Here comes Simcoe. Tries a centering pass. That's interrupted by Jackson. Gets it over to Zakaria, though. Zakaria, she's getting hooked. How they're not seeing that, I don't know. Got a 4-person pile up in the far corner. Ref saying play the puck. There's a bit of a puck battle going in front of the net between Simcoe and Jackson as well. Zakaria, she's trying to head out. Brahmas finally get it out of their zone and they dump it down. Mason picks that up. She's got lots of time. Outlet pass, hits Dulac. Dulac, she throws it in. And the girls are going to want to change here. And that'll do it for the first period. Shot 6-5 in favor of the Brahmas. There's the net front battle I was talking about with Simcoe and Jackson.
Yeah, 27's getting a bit frustrated, so we're going to see some physical play. Hopefully the refs clamp down on that.
Already made him pay once.
So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the girls. You know, first line's moving the puck around really well. Second line, you know, as usual, moving the puck very well, and then a really hard-working shifts we're seeing from the third line. Love it.
Completely agree with you, Michael. All three lines flying, and it looks like their coach is running with the foursome, the tandem on with Elliott and three wingers, and why not? It worked all weekend. Those girls adapted well. It's a bit challenging to sit every other shift, but I think that unit as a whole is working really, really well together.
Yeah, and they're making the shifts they do have count.
that one before. Here we go for period number 2. Zakaria's out to center, Dulac and Simcoe. Isaac and Biederman on point. There's a draw, won by the Stars, but controlled by the Brahmas. Ends up back on the Isaac stick. Isaac, she tries to find an outlet pass. It's picked off by the Brahmas. Isaac gets it back, though, dumps it into the neutral zone to relieve some pressure. Cross ice pass by the Brahmas, out of the reach of everybody. Deflects off the official's skates, though. And will be whistled down for an offside right at the start of the second. Schaefer wasn't tested much in that first period, but when she was, came up big. Stars off the draw. Here comes Simcoe. Simcoe driving through the high slot. Gets around her defender. Takes a shot. That goes just wide. Comes all the way around, though. Almost onto the stick of Isaac, but Brahm is able to pick it up. 34 in stride. Poke check by Isaac. Ends up in behind the net. Zakaria now. Zakaria with some speed. Drives her way around. She gets tied up by number 9. 9 dumping it back in. Biederman's on it, though. Biederman tries to clear it out. Here's an opportunity for Simcoe. Simcoe on a break. Driving up the center. Simcoe getting harassed. Takes a shot. And it goes just wide again.
What is a hook?
Fans want a penalty on Simcoe getting harassed on her zone entry there. They're not wrong. Back the other way. Here comes the Brahmas. Brahmas dump it in. Bounces off the back wall. In behind the net now. Brahmas. A couple moves by that young man. Looks for a centering pass. Spins back again. Centering pass. That's interrupted. Good job by Salzburg to break that up. Zakaria. Her turn to take a shift. She's driving wide. Go back to a forehand. There's a shot. Big glove save by the Brahmas goaltender. Brahmas back the other way. Quickly forechecking Grahovic, though. Grahovic jumped on to join Salzburg. Bucko's now rounded out that forward line. Brahmas dump it in deep. Lefeur's in pursuit. Isaac's going to grab it, though. Isaac looks for a lead pass. That's picked off by the Brahmas. Ends up into the far corner. Bucko throws it all the way around, trying to find Lefeur. Lefeur picks it up, evades a check. Throws it up, it's onto the point of Jackson. Jackson loads up the shot. There's a shot deflected off 2 bodies. Ends up in behind the net. Absolute rocket by Jackson. I'm not sure who got hit first. Hopefully they're all right. Puck battle in behind the net now. Brahmas coming out with it. Brahmas centering pass through the crease to nobody. Jackson's going to tee up another one. There's a shot. That goes wide. Over to the near half wall now. Brahmas, they drop it into the half wall in the corner. Battling in there now is Isaac. She's with some help from Bucko. Isaac and Bucko. Bucko clears it around, trying to find Grahovic. Grahovic, she tries to get over there. Jackson's able to hold his own, though.
Get it out.
Trying to get it out. Should have been a too many men, but the Brahmas get away with one. Fire one on net. Schaefer with a solid save. Decides to hold it for the whistle. Bucko, her backhand's really strong. One by the Brahmas. Brahmas end up getting it back. Forechecking was Grahovic. Puck trickles through and just wide. Odd deflection out front. Bucko pressures it, tries to get it to Salzburg and does. Salzburg through the neutral zone. Here comes Bucko driving down the left wing. Cuts it back to the center. Oh, and a bouncing puck. Bucko with a great move. 3-on-2 unfolding the other way. Brahmas throw it in deep. Lefeur's going to pick that up. Lefeur pumps the brakes, spins it back behind the net the other way. Lefeur looks at her options, tries to lead pass to Grahovic. Grahovic, she gets it into the neutral zone. Brahmas dump it back in a bit too soon, and they'll get called for an offside with 11:40 left here in the second. I'll tell you what, Michael, that zone entry, Bucko with that puck wasn't bouncing. It was about to be a 2-on-0 because Jackson really committed on her, and Bucko just about got around her.
Yeah, sure did. And like you said, like those low ones that come by we just saw against Schaefer, those aren't gimmies. Those are tough.
There's the draw, ends up back on Andrew's stick. She dumps it into the corner. Brahmas are going to regroup behind their net. 20 fires it up to 9. They pick it up on the half wall. Brahmas looking to skate out. They get a centering pass through the neutral zone. Interrupting that's our Stars, though. Lefeur up to Stanton. Stanton bounces off her stick. Here's the opportunity, though. Paisley dumps it in. Elliott, she's in pursuit, trying to force some pressure. Clark pressuring as well. Brahmas just about throw it in their own goal there. Not sure what happened. Centering pass by Stanton onto the stick of Clark. Bounces awkwardly. Andrews now. Andrews tries to lead pass to Elliott, just out of her reach though. Here comes number 9. He drives wide and left. Number 9 takes an opportunity. There's a shot. That goes high. Stanton will pick that up on the half wall. Through the neutral zone. They're going to call it ice unless they do draw weights, all right. But
that off. I thought the defender did tip that one.
I do believe we had one official waving off the icing and another one saying it's coming. Shots 7-7 here in the second. Not nearly as many shots as we had the other morning when we played the Brahmas. Both teams playing a little bit tighter defensively, as they should be in the championship game here. Back to the point. There's a shot that's deflected into the far corner. Brahmas, number 21, couple moves by him, trying to shake defenders. There's a shot. Schaefer, steady as she goes, quick glove, and makes a save. Coach Dulac goes somewhere. Yeah. There it is. There's a draw. There's a shot. Another save by Schaefer.
Wow. That was deflected.
It sure was.
Tough save.
We talked about it yesterday, Michael, but the phrase is eating pucks. And every time your goalie absorbs one and eats pucks, and Schaefer does such a good job arching her back, swallowing that puck and freezing it so there's no rebounds. Bucko's lying back out there. Coach wants to talk to them about their positioning on that defensive zone draws, I think. Mason, she tries to find Grahovic. Into the zone it goes. Brahm is able to hold it. Quickly harassing, no puck ends up behind the net. Picking it up is Bucko. Bucko tries to find Salzburg on the half wall. Brahm is there to break that up. Into the support. Got a battle on the near wall. Not quite sure where it's coming out yet. Now it spits out, and we're going to have a penalty call. And it looks like it's a roughing call against Shortino. And number 21 giving her a bye-bye wave. So I got a hunch we're not going to see the last of that. Shortino avoiding the penalty box at all cost here because they're not sure who to take. She's like, I'm just going to hang out over on this side of the rink. Oh, they're going to take Mason. They don't even know who they're going to take. Let's give it to the Brahmas, right? If you don't know who you're taking, it must have been a call against the other team. That's my theory.
Brahmas lead the league in penalty minutes. Probably take the Brahmas. Why break the streak now?
Well, let's not break the streak. And it is against the Brahmas. I love it. So the Brahmas end up taunting Shortino. Yeah, the Brahmas were taunting Shortino. And here we are. Turns out the penalty was against the Brahmas. Officials still having a conversation, though. And I wonder if they're going to take them both.
Might take both, huh?
88's giving a shoulder shrug in the penalty box there, wondering what heat is. And Shortino did a good job avoiding that penalty box, but eventually the official decides, no, 73, go have a seat.
Looks like they'll play even strength.
Yeah.
5 on 5, yep.
So offsetting penalties, roughing, ref just trying to keep things in control maybe. Brahmas control off the draw. Ended up into the far corner. Brahmas, they try to pick it up, but Grahovic's there. Grahovic drives it up to Bucko. Bucko driving down the right wing, loads up a shot, that goes wide. Coming all the way back to Isaac, not quite. Brahmas able to gain that puck, bring it into the neutral zone. Quickly back checking's Bucko though. Offside call. With 9:29 left here in the second. Here comes Bucko on the draw. Won by Bucko, but picked up by the Brahmas. Brahmas gain the zone. They come in, and we're going to have a tripping call against Andrews. Andrews went to play that puck, as she should have, and right through it and under that young man's feet, and unfortunately, a tripping call against her. So she'll have a seat next to Shortino for the next 90 seconds. And the Brahmas going on their second power play of the game, Michael, or just their first? I think this is just
their first.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm okay with the call.
There's the draw, ends up in behind the net. Mason's got it. She tries to fire it off the glass and into the neutral zone, and she does. We have Gerhovic and Salzburg up front for this penalty kill with Isaac and Mason on point. Brahmas gaining the zone. Back checking is Gerhovic, though. Still pressuring Gerhovic. Good job by her. That should have been an offside, and they did catch it. Nice work by Gerhovic.
Yeah, very good shift so far. And the I was mentioning I'm okay with that goal. Hopefully that's a sign that the refs are going to tighten up the game a little bit. And this penalty kill line we've seen the last few times, actually.
Yeah, they're a good unit out there. Here comes Jackson. He's driving in. Back to the high slot. Backhands it into the far corner. Number 9 picks it up. McGee there. Battling with him is Mason. Mason. She's got 2 Brahmas on her. Gerhovic's there to help now. Gerhovic and Mason. Another pack battle along the far wall. Centering pass off the feet of 34. There's a shot by 18. That's deflected. Another shot. Schaefer with the save. And Schaefer covers it up. Been mostly Brahmas on the shots this period so far, Michael. Zakaria's out there now to finish this penalty kill with Simcoe. And we still have Isaac and Mason on point. Mason gets into the neutral zone. Simcoe now. Simcoe shorthanded, driving down the right wing. Simcoe driving to the net, takes a shot at the goal! Simcoe from our own blue line, knocks it off the boards, gets it up to herself, drives down the right wing, comes in tight and just roofs one over that Brahmas goaltender. We got ourselves a 2-0 hockey game. Short-handed goal to boot. See if Mr. Elliott's got that replay. Here it is. Here's Simcoe driving wide and right. Gets around her defender. Pulls it in tight. Waits for the goalie to commit. Top shelf. 8:18 left here in the second. 24 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Stars. And what a timely short-handed goal there for the Stars. They can finish off this penalty kill from here. Brahmas coming in, number 9. There's a couple moves by him, dangling. Poke check by Mason. Here comes Simcoe again. Simcoe driving down the right wing. Takes another shot. Poke checked off of her. She throws it back. That's deflected into the neutral zone. Mason's on it, though.
Oh, come on, Harley. You got this.
Mason battling now with number 4. Good job with her sticking with it. Another Brahma in. Simcoe, lead pass. Zakaria, lead pass to Simcoe. Simcoe gets checked entering the zone, though. Back the other way comes number 9. Good poke check by Mason. Mason, she gets it up to Simcoe again. Simcoe's got Elliott and Zakaria. Couple moves by Simcoe, loads up the shot. That goes high in behind the net. Zakaria's on it now. Zakaria patiently waits, tries to bring it around. She gets poke checked. Back to the point, held in by Mason. Gagne gets it over to Dulac. Dulac driving in is Dulac. Loose puck, still an opportunity. Good poke check by that goaltender. They look to clear it out. Pressuring is Elliott, though. Elliott, Gagne up front. We got Shortino on point with Andrews. Back the other way comes Brahmas. Brahmas driving down the right wing. They're looking to make a shot. They do. Big save by Schaefer. Over onto Gagne's stick. Lead pass gets Clark in stride. Clark gains the zone. Pressuring number 34. Still pressuring is Gagne as well. Here's a chance for Elliott to save it. She does. Elliott holds it, puts it toward the net. Still pressuring is this line, buzzing out there. Here comes Jackson now. Jackson driving down the left wing. Jackson tries to get around LaFleur. LaFleur pushes him into the corner. Off angle shot, that's deflected. Schaefer seals it up behind her, just making sure there's no loose pucks. And it was sitting right underneath her legs on that post. You got that on replay by chance from the corner cam? Schaefer and Andrews having a little chat about where that puck was sitting, but Schaefer knew it was loose right behind her, just closed the legs and stood still. There's a draw. 1 now. Brahmas, they send it up. That ends up in the near corner. Over on the half wall. Coming out, there's Brahmas with a shot. Schaefer with another save. Andrews, she throws it off the wall. Probably got to get away with a tripping call there. Refs let that go. Salzburg pressuring. Coming in on number 22. Salzburg still pressuring, 22. Cuts back in to support those Grahovic. Grahovic behind the net. McGee, lead pass up through the neutral zone. Nice back check by Salzburg. Loses the handle though afterwards. Here comes 34. Couple moves by him. Ends up into the far corner, sorry. Back to the point. Jackson now. He loads up a shot. There's a shot through traffic. That's deflected. Bucko, good stick by her. Grahovic in a battle with 34. Back to Jackson again. He throws it on net. Schaefer makes the save. Comes over to the near corner. Lefevre. She gets it over to Grahovic. Grahovic trying to make something happen on his Salzburg stick. And it's deflected by Jackson. Jackson's going to push up ice. Driving left, driving right. Here comes Jackson. Good stick by Andrews. She breaks that up. Grahovic, couple moves by her. She dumps it deep. Grahovic and Salzburg in pursuit. Forcing Brahmas to make a pass over to the near half wall. Off the wall, coming out. Brahmas get it back to the neutral zone. Andrews in control again. Here comes 44 on the Brahmas. He looks to gain the zone and does. And one too many moves at that blue line and forces an offside with his line mate. With 4:29 left here in the second. In a period that's been predominantly the Brahmas on the shot clock, but the Stars coming out with the second goal of the game so far. Here comes the draw. Gets it over to Simcoe. Simcoe, Zakaria, and Dulac up front. Here comes McGee. McGee, couple moves. Gains his zone. Back checking and handled well. There's a shot all the way wide. We got Biederman on point with Isaac. Biederman gets it up to Dulac. Not quite. Didn't quite get it out. Biederman there again to help out. Battle on the half wall. 16 steps up to hold his own. 16, he takes a shot. Nice shot block by Simcoe. Simcoe's on it on her backhand. Tries to clear it out. Simcoe throws it down. Probably going to be an icing. And some good old-fashioned hustle by that official on the far wall there. He was flying down that. Getting his exercise while getting paid, I guess. Defensive zone draw, 3:50 on the clock. Zakaria's still out there with Dulac and Simcoe. Biederman, Isaac still on point. Draws one by the Brahmas. They throw it toward the net. It's a trickler. And I like Schaefer's decision to freeze the puck, and let's try it again. Penalty box crew playing one more time. I think it's perfect. Coincidental. There's the draw. Brahmas win it, gets back to the point. 44, he takes a shot. That's deflected by his own teammate. Picked up by Zakaria. Zakaria, lead pass. Finds Simcoe. Simcoe takes a shot. Blocker save by the Brahmas. Beautiful lead pass by Zakaria. Catches Simcoe gaining the zone.
Sneaky up there.
And a massive save by the Brahmas goaltender to keep it 2-0. There's Zakaria. She takes a shot. Goes around to the far corner. Simcoe's in pursuit again. Simcoe centers it. Bouncing puck. Loose out front. Onto the stick of Zakaria. And the Brahmas are going to get a penalty for roughing, as they should. 3:08 on the clock, and a 90-second man advantage for the Stars. And let's see if the ladies can capitalize on this one, because it would be massive for another goal late in this period.
I'm playing half cameraman here, half fan, so apologies. It's intense.
There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas. Jackson brings it around on his backhand, quickly pressuring Simcoe. Simcoe trying to force Jackson to find some alternative routes, and does. Jackson has to dump it all the way down, picks it up, is Isaac. She fires it over to Simcoe. Simcoe back through the neutral zone. Here comes Simcoe, driving in, crosses through the center. Simcoe backhand pass through the crease. Simcoe picks it up again. There's another shot. Loose puck. Still loose. Bouncing puck. And it's free. And Zakaria hits the post as a mad scramble ensues in front of the net. Referee with a loose puck. Fans upset with the early whistle call there because Zakaria had a great A chance.
Yeah. And the other fans were upset with the late whistle.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There's the draw. Brahmas end up winning it. Ends up in the far corner. Brahmas throw it up. Isaac steps in to hold the zone. Here comes the Brahmas back the other way. Andrews quickly on it. She throws it up to Dulac. Brahmas, they gain the zone. Here's an opportunity for 21. Takes a shot. Puck trickles just off the side of Schaefer's pad and freezes it for a whistle. So they're running the clock for some reason.
And they stopped it. That's a little mistake.
The power play is getting shorter and shorter for the Stars because our DJ / clock attendant happens to be missing it. Let's see if he gives it a minute. Yeah, no, he started it right back up.
He gave it time.
Oh, did he? Okay, never mind. Here comes Salzburg. Salzburg driving down the left wing. Salzburg gains his zone, 2 minutes on the clock. Salzburg, Bucko, and Grahovic out there. Salzburg tries a centering pass to Grahovic. Interrupted by the Brahmas, though. Number 2 in the Brahmas driving down the right wing. Coming in on Isaac. Isaac, she picks that off. The Brahmas pick off her pass and force an offside. .45 left in the second. 7 seconds left in the man advantage for the Stars. Bucko and Mason staying loose and having a little dance-off out there. Good to see. They are definitely focused and driven, but it's important to stay loose. There's a draw. Won by Bucko, gets it up to Salzburg. Salzburg, 9 on her, but quickly helping out Skrahovic. Here comes Salzburg. Salzburg, she loads one up, fans on it, but gets it toward the net. Bucko in there now behind the net. Bucko, centering pass. Bucko still on it, trying to get it toward the net. Grahovic there to help. Here comes Bucko. Bucko looking to make a quick move. Puck still loose in the crease.
Right there. Oh.
Number 9, McGee, dumps it into the corner to himself. He's going to go for a skate. Back checking Grahovic, though. Knocks it off his stick. 34 is going to try and gain the zone for the Brahmas. Minute 11 left in the second here. Ends up in the far corner. Brahmas in behind the net, centering pass, paddled away by Schaefer. Held in at the point, though, by the Brahmas, and there's a shot block by Shortino. Shortino drops a perfect curling rock right down with a nice draw weight in front of the net. Good pocket picket. They're still loose. Puck's still loose. And Salzburg, surprising me and everybody else, with finding that puck. I don't know how that unfolded, but ends up with a great opportunity. Here it is out front. And yeah, the Brahmas defense just overskated it. And then the puck was still loose, and Bucko had an opportunity as well. Elliott out to take the draw. She's got Gagne on her left, Stanton on her right. Brahmas win it. Comes up into the neutral zone. Andrews and Lafleur on point. Andrews regroups. Lead pass up to Elliott. Elliott, she throws it down. They gain the zone. Quickly forechecking Stanton. Elliott's got it on her backhand again. Elliott, she's checked by Brahma. Brahmas dump it in. Lafleur interrupts that, though. Lafleur picks it up in the near corner. Onto the half wall. Puck still loose on the half wall. Gagne and Elliott both there. Elliott drives it up. And they get it into the neutral zone. Here's Elliott on her forehand. Lead pass. Great lead pass right onto the tape of Stanton, but it's a little bit too much mustard on that. It bounced through. Andrews, cross ice pass, tries to find Elliott, and that's picked up by Jackson. But the buzzer goes to end the second period. And Stars with a late period push, getting close to evening up the shots there. They did actually, 15-15 on the shot clock. And the Stars winning that period 1-0 again. Schaefer and Allen doing the hug it out as usual. And just like that, there's 15 minutes of hockey left in this season, with one of these teams going home crowned the league champion. I suspect we're going to see the Brahmas coming out flying. I also suspect we're going to see a shorter bench on the Brahmas where they're going to key on some of their key players. Number 9, McGee, number 27, Jackson, number 34, can't remember his last name. But I'm predicting we're going to see a real short bench and they'll be double shifting a lot of people. I do believe Coach Tyler is going to keep cycling the Stars lines because all three lines being impactful and contributing here. But we'll see if he wants to do any line matching. And I'm going to roll double duty for a minute because we've lost our cameraman. So I'll do my best, but I got no promises. There we go, there's a draw. Won by Zakaria. Zakaria, she's going to bring that in. That's picked up by Jackson. Jackson. Battle along the near half wall. Zakaria ends up with it. Here comes the Brahmas. Brahmas. They gain the zone. There's a shot and a quick save by Schaefer. And fortunately, I got relieved of my camera duties because I was not doing good. Welcome back, Michael.
Better than nobody being here, yeah.
There you go. Would have been looking at the center ice.
Oh my goodness.
Zakaria in on the draw. She's got Simcoe and Dulac with her, of course. Same lineup. Clean win by the Brahmas. Brahmas back to the point. There's a shot deflected. Loose puck in the crease. Still loose out front. Bouncing puck. McGee's on it. Back to the point. Here comes the shot. Deflected. Good shot block by Zakaria. Zakaria 3-on-2 unfolding. Zakaria. She drives up. Poke check by Jackson. Here comes number 34 now. 34. He's looking for his options. Centering pass, deflected. And Schaefer makes yet another stop of the game. Here's the first one. There's the shot.
The clear out. It was just key.
Getting rid of the trash in front of the net. Wholesale change for the Brahmas. Coach Tyler sticking with the same line that he started with. Zakaria on the draw. There's a draw. Won by the Brahmas. Brahmas throw toward the net. Loose in front. Still loose in front. Trickles wide. Shortino in a battle with number 2. Throws it off the wall. Ended up on the Brahmas defense. There's a shot. Wobbling puck through the air. Ends up in the near corner. 88's on it now. Brahmas centering pass. Right through the crease. No one home. Back to the point though. Here comes the Brahmas. There's another shot. That deflects into the near corner. Dulac in a battle on the half wall. She tries to clear it out. Mason's on it now. 88 harassing her, but Mason comes out with it. Mason throws it off the board, tries to get it into the neutral zone. Brahmas hold it. Dulac's turn now, gets it into the neutral zone. And coaches wanted to see a line change. Bucko's coming out with Salzburg and Grahovic. There it is, opportunity for Salzburg. And Salzburg almost gets a gift given to her and just slightly overskates it. Here comes Grahovic, she dumps it in. All the way down, Bucko's in pursuit. Number 20 picks that up. Bucko right there to check him though. Loose puck in the near corner. Brahmas come out with it. Here comes number 88 driving down the left wing. Centering pass, interrupted by Salzburg. Mason's there to help too. Brahmas, they pick it up on the half wall. There's 3 of them. Brahmas driving it in deep. Shortino pushing him wide. Good body position by Shortino. It ends up on Salzburg's stick. Salzburg should be a bit of a holding or a hook there, but ref let that go. Cross in behind the net now. Mason, she throws it off the wall. Ends up on the point. Bouncing puck again. Up through the neutral zone. Here comes Mason. Mason, there. Down she goes. Driving down that right wing. Harley Mason now picks up to Salzburg. There's a shot from Salzburg. That's a shot block though. Lead pass by the Brahmas at 93. 93 takes a shot. Holdick's turn now. She gets her stick knocked out of her hand. Why the ref isn't calling any of this, I don't know. McGee tries to enter the zone, and a great defensive play by Mason, making sure McGee got nowhere with that. Awkward bounce off the wall there, just off the back of the net. Comes all the way up. Jackson able to hold his line, though. Here comes Jackson. He steps up. There's a shot. That's deflected all the way around to the far corner.
Let's go, Heidi.
Wrapped into the neutral zone. Here's one up two for Salzburg. Salzburg breaking down the left wing. Salzburg loads one up. And back checking was Jackson. Grahovic on him now. Here comes Jackson. Driving down the left wing. Jackson, full speed, down to the high slot. Takes a shot. Deflected by LaFleur and Andrews both. And Salzburg on it again in the neutral zone. Brahmas trying to make something happen. LaFleur not letting it though. Salzburg dumps it up through the neutral zone. The defense on the Brahmas trying to clear it up. And they dump it in. Brahmas in pursuit of Andrews. Andrews, she's got it. Puck ends up loose behind the net. Andrews on her back end. Up through the neutral zone. This line's been out there for solid 3 minutes. Looking for some fresh legs. And there's that change that's going to come. Stanton, Clark, and Elliott jump in out front. We still have Andrews and LaFleur on point. Andrews, she controls it, throws it off the glass, tries to find the neutral zone and does. Stanton pressuring. Over to Jackson. Jackson, he fires it down. That should be an icing call. And it is. And the Stars will finally get out of their zone. And we'll have an offensive zone draw in the Brahmas end. With 10:26 on the left in the third. And the start of this third's been all Brahmas, Michael, as we suspected it would.
Yeah, and you can see the Brahmas strategy taking shape here. Lana Jackson, he's had a super long shift, and then cycling in number 9 as well.
Rebound shift coming up. Elliott out there with Clark and Stanton. We got Andrews and LaFleur on point. Here comes 88. There's a shot. That's high, ends up in behind the net. LaFleur picks it up again. LaFleur, outlet pass to Stanton. Stanton in her feet. She's getting harassed by 3 Brahmas on the half wall. It helps LaFleur though. Stanton, she has it, fires it up. Not quite able to clear it. There's a shot from the Brahmas. Good shot blocked by Elliott. Elliott picks it up. She's going to skate it in neutral zone. Outlet pass to Clark. Clark's going to throw it in deep. Stanton and Elliott in pursuit. Clark getting some fresh legs. In behind the net. Elliott's got it. Stanton there helping. Good forecheck by this line as usual. Up onto the half wall. Dulac steps up. Here comes the Brahmas driving through the neutral zone. 88, couple moves by him, he falls, ends up behind the net, off the wall. Stanton's got it. Stanton, she fires it all the way down, right on net. And Simcoe and Zakaria able to come join Dulac now. Shortino on point, centering pass from Shortino, onto the backhand of Zakaria. Zakaria, she steps in, takes the shot, that goes wide into the far corner, off the wall. Dulac picks it up. Holding the zone is Isaac. Bit of a bounce. Isaac fires it back in, and I'm okay with that call because there was Brahmas swarming.
About to be an odd man rush.
Yeah.
So that good call to just dump it in there.
9:05 left here in the third period.
Jackson back out. Number 9, McGee back out.
There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas. Brahmas gain the zone. Couple moves by the Brahmas. There's a shot. Schaefer tracks it. Makes the save. And Isaac making darn sure that McGee understands he can't bang the goalie's glove.
Absolutely. I was way late.
Schaefer had that froze for a solid second and a half.
Good job, girls! Shut them down!
Here's the replay. Brahmas coach upset. Here's the replay. Bounce. And a great job by our defense. As I've said over and over, late swats on the goaltender after it's frozen, unacceptable.
Hey, you know, they dish it out. They're going to get some in return.
That's right.
That's hockey for you.
Yep. Look at Alan on the bench. Look at Alan on the bench. Oh, that's awesome. My daughter on the bench hyping up the fans. Good to see her in an active role as backup. 34 now. He's got an opportunity. Zakaria into the corner. She gets it up to the point. There's a shot from Jackson. Ends up in behind the net again. Shortino on it now. She fires it around. Simcoe trying to get it through. And does. Simcoe lead pass to herself. Jackson falls. And goal! What a huge goal by Simcoe after a long delay and a complaining coach. And the Stars getting right fired up on the blue line. Simcoe pressures it, gets it through the neutral zone, ends up dancing around Jackson, finds the back of the net. We got ourselves a 3-0 hockey game.
Welcome back, Simcoe.
Simcoe, good move by her, looks at her options, fires it short side, low blocker. 8:21 on the clock.
Brahmas wisely taking a timeout here, I think. Settle things down a bit, try to get back into it.
And you know, it's actually pretty hard for me not to think that coach complaining actually helped influence. Our girls were pumped. The entire bench was firing up. The fans were firing up. And, you know, I guess key message is that coach, maybe you probably shouldn't be complaining for 5 minutes. So. That's Brendan Elliott's point. He's like, when your team leads the league in penalty minutes, and they do, and not by a little bit, by a lot. Look at Alan. Look at Alan hyping it up again. I love it. I love it. You know what? Good for her. Alan obviously would have been sad not to get the start. Every goalie wants to play, but settling right into her role as backup and say, I'm going to influence. Yeah, I'm going to play hype man, and I'm going to support Schaefer right through, and I'm going to keep these girls going. So hats off to her. Yep. Here we go, 8:21 left in the third. It's getting real rowdy in here. There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas, but controlled by the Stars. Here comes Salzburg driving down the left wing. She cuts back in. Good move by her. Creating some space over to Gerholvik. Gerholvik, she takes a shot. That goes wide. Ends up in the far half wall again. Brahmas, they're going to pick that up behind the net. Wheeling around, look at their options. Good poke check by Gerholvik. Interrupts that skate. Brahmas trying to do it again. Gerholvik there with an answer yet again. Salzburg helping out now. Brahmas gain the zone. They throw it toward the net. Ends up in behind the net. Andrews on it now. Andrews off the half wall over to Salzburg. There's an opportunity for Bucko. Bucko gets through. Oh, and unfortunately just overskates it. Bucko's got it now though. Tries to get it through. She's hauled down. Bucko's got a touch up. Not quite able to, but Mason's got it. Mason wide across over to Salzburg. Salzburg will pick that up off the wall. Salzburg gains his zone, takes the shot. That goes wide into the near corner. Brahmas throw it all the way down. And that'll be an icing call with 7:13 on the clock. And it's getting tense around here. I realize it is 3-0 on the score clock, but that 7:13 feels like a long ways away.
Forever.
Yeah. At least this is not the worst lead in hockey, right?
We got Elliott out there with Gagne and Clark. Isaac and Lafleur on point. Elliott on the draw. There's the win. Gets over to the half wall. Jackson's going to drive his way up there. Elliott in a battle with Jackson. Here comes Isaac now. Isaac, she picks it up behind the net. Throws it all the way around. Ends up back on the point of Brahmas. Brahmas hold it. They throw it through the crease. Clearing it out of harm's way is Clark now. Clark, she picks that up in that corner, looks at her options, tries to skate it up, gets poke checked. There's an opportunity now. McGee on the side of the net. McGee, he looks for a centering pass. Elliott interrupts that though. Elliott battling out with number McGee. Oh, and drives him into the boards. And that'll be a penalty against Elliott. Using her strength, playing assertive. And she'll get a boarding call with 90 seconds on the clock.
It's an easy call to make for the ref, unfortunately. To go down to on a penalty kill here. Girls really got to lock in. They can do it. We got a great penalty kill line. Like I said, this is a penalty kill line that coach has been running in the playoffs. Unfamiliar with from the regular season, but they've done a great job so far. So let's keep it up.
Wholeheartedly agree, Michael. They've been really clutch. Gerholdick on the draw. Shortino and Andrews on point. Salzburg rounding out the foursome on the penalty kill. Here comes the Stars off the draw. Andrews picks it up behind the net. Goes all the way over to Salzburg. Salzburg, she has it on the half wall. Brahmas picked that up. Poke checked by Salzburg into the neutral zone, relieving some pressure. Jackson trying to make something happen. And Gerholdick right all over Jackson. Ends up getting it in. Back to the point. Salzburg, she's pressuring there too. Off into the corner. Jackson tries to step up, creates some space for himself. There's a shot. Schaefer with the save. Quickly jumps on it, and Shortino clearing number 2 out. 6:04 to go. Fans getting excited around here. Players as well. Zakaria comes out. Fresh legs. Elliott's asking if he pulled the goalie yet. I think it's not quite right. Not quite ready. But Zakaria and Simcoe, maybe it is time to pull the goalie. Let's see, wouldn't that be entertaining? Brahmas win it. They get it back to 16. There's a shot from 16. Ends up in the near corner. Off the wall. Centering pass through the crease. Deflected. Ends up over on Simcoe's stick. Simcoe, lead pass to Zakaria. Zakaria, she's driving in. Gets around Jackson. Centering pass to Simcoe again. Simcoe looking to round it out. Back to Andrews. Here's Andrews. She loads one up. There's a shot. That goes wide. Simcoe's got it now. Simcoe, she looks for a centering pass. She throws it toward the net. Just about finds Zakaria. Jackson looks to break out. Zakaria shuts that down. Zakaria, great job on Jackson, not giving him any space to skate with that puck.
Frustrating him quite a bit.
Simcoe there. Here comes McGee now. McGee, he's going to cut across ice, throwing through the neutral zone. Tees one up. Shot blocked by Shortino, though. Another shot blocked by Simcoe. And that'll be an offside with 5:14 to go. Zakaria going to stay out there with Simcoe to finish this penalty kill. 7 seconds left on the power play for the Brahmas. There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas. They gain the zone. That's cleared out of the way, though, by Mason, and Isaac puts it into the neutral zone. Penalty's over. Here comes the Brahmas. They look to gain the zone. They dump it in. Mason picks that up, throws it right back into the neutral zone. Brahmas forced an offside. Looks like Elliott might be having a seat for 10 minutes because somebody served her penalty. And it's hard for me not to think it's because that coach on the other team was complaining for 5 minutes. Regardless, Elliott in the box for a while, likely the rest of the game. Here we are. Back to the point, back and forth it goes. Isaac, she tries to throw it up.
Some open ice.
There's an opportunity for the Brahmas. They throw it through the crease. Comes all the way across to Dulac. Dulac, she tries to throw that up. And we got a check against the Brahmas. 88's going to go for his own timeout for 90 seconds. And the Stars are going to go to the power play.
Unfortunately, that's Dulac that took that hit, and she is coming off an injury.
Way to go, Elise.
A little bit of a shoulder. I'd like to, I like seeing her kind of moving her shoulder and not the head.
4:29 left. Bucko's out there with Grahovic and Salzburg. Andrews and Isaac on point. Bucko on the draw. One, cleanly back to Andrews. Here we go to Andrews. There's a shot. There's a shot. Great save by the goaltender. Brahmas pick up the rebound though. Back to the neutral zone. Here comes number 16 trying to gain the zone. Drop pass. That's interrupted by Bucko though. McGee's on it. Isaac steps up to interrupt McGee's efforts. McGee through the high slot. Couple moves by him. That's picked off by all three of our Stars. McGee still trying to make something happen. Not getting any room to do so though.
That's it, Arya.
Grahovic's got it. Just under 4 minutes on the clock now. Here comes Grahovic driving down the right wing. 55 seconds left on the power play. And that'll be an offside call.
No, they're calling tripping.
Oh, a tripping call.
Tripping on number 9.
And McGee's going to go have a seat.
5-on-3.
And the Stars will have a 2-man advantage for 53 seconds. And then an additional 37-second single-man advantage if they're unsuccessful at that 2-man advantage. Let's see what they can do here. There's the draw. Brahmas win it. Jackson picks it up behind the net. Jackson trying to get some speed going. Salzburg steps up. So does Isaac. Isaac throws it toward the net. Saved by the goaltender, though. Coach yelling. Haven't seen Coach Tyler this vocal. He's fired up for the championship. Bucko, there's a clean win. Gets it over to Salzburg. Salzburg back to Isaac. Isaac with the shot. Deflected. Loose out front now. Brahmas pick up the loose one. Here comes number 2. He takes the shot. That goes way wide. Ends up all the way back up into Salzburg stick. Salzburg, centering pass, tries to find Bucko. Jackson picks that off. Jackson, he takes a shot. That goes high, deflected in behind the net. Just over the glove of Schaefer. Here comes Isaac. Isaac through the neutral zone. Trying to create some space for herself. She's got Bucko going to the net. Bucko there to help. Isaac lost the puck. 44 there. 6 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. All the way down now. Mason's got it. She's got time. Gathers it up behind the net. Mason looks at her options. 5-on-4 here. Another 35 seconds or so. Here comes Mason. She takes the shot. Deflected by Jackson. Into the corner. Salzburg on it. Salzburg steps along the half wall. Good job by her interrupting the zone. And Salzburg gets tripped, leaving the zone. And the Brahmas have got a rotating penalty box shift here. And Salzburg showing her poise along that half wall, coming out with that puck even though she had 2 Brahmas on her. Zakaria's out there with Dulac and Simcoe. Mason, Shortino on point. There's a backhand. Ends up in the near corner. Dulac on it. Here comes the Brahmas. Brahmas through the neutral zone. That's interrupted by Simcoe. Simcoe, she regains the zone. Looks to make something happen. Gets back checked by number 16. Brahmas, they cough it up to Zakaria. Zakaria opportunity in the high shot. Loads one up. Big blocker save by the goaltender. Very well tracked and a great shot by Zakaria. Brahmas back the other way. Here comes McGee, fresh out of the penalty box with some speed. McGee trying to drive down the right wing. Shortino and Simcoe forcing him wide. There's a bouncing puck through the crease. It's picked up by Dulac. Dulac, 2 minutes on the clock, gets around Jackson. Dulac collides with McGee. Into the zone comes Jackson. Jackson over to Simcoe. Simcoe now. She's driving up. Simcoe, there's an empty net opportunity for her. She's thrown in, and Jackson's going to go have a seat for the rest of the game as he throws a ridiculous elbow on Simcoe.
Good call, Rob.
Jackson obviously getting frustrated. Simcoe taking it like a champ. You have that on a replay by chance, Brendan? Here it comes. Simcoe driving down the right. Guess it wasn't an elbow, just a hard body check, but regardless, body check's not permitted. Bucko in now with Salzburg and Grahovic. 1:37 on the clock. 2-man advantage for the Stars again. Here comes a Andrews, she takes a shot. Good blocker save. Salzburg behind the net. She's looking for an opportunity. Grahovic there. In behind the net. Comes the Brahmas again. Brahmas, they cut through the middle. Brahmas. Good steal by Bucko. Bucko, there's a shot. Rifles one. Rolling puck, and she couldn't quite get it controlled.
The timing on that, I couldn't believe. To stay on sides. Wow.
Rolled it right across the blue line, able to keep it in. Bucko falls over. Hopefully she's all right. She is. She's getting up, shaking her head. Minute 12 on the clock. Stars looking to push to close this out. There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas. Brahmas trying to make something happen. Brahmas looking to gain the zone. Brahmas not looking to pull their goalie anymore, though. In behind the net. Andrews picks that up. Andrews, she throws it all the way around. Going to be up through the neutral zone. Giving chase to Salzburg. Salzburg picks it up on her backhand. Salzburg cuts back to her forehand, takes a shot. That goes to the far corner. 50 seconds on the clock. Here comes the Brahmas back to the neutral zone. Brahmas looking to kick it up. They do. 34 is on it now. 34. Back checking is Bucko, though. Bucko, she picks it up. She's got some wheels. Cuts through the middle. Here comes Bucko driving down the right wing. She's going to load up a wrist shot. Takes one. Blocker save again by that goaltender. Well positioned. Salzburg throws it into the near corner. 25 seconds on the clock. Here comes the Brahmas. Up through the neutral zone. They look to gain it. Brahmas, number 2, steps up. There's a shot. Bouncing puck into the back. 13 seconds on the clock. Andrews throws it around the board. Brahmas able to hold the zone. 8 seconds on the clock. The Stars are going to put it in the win column. And your beloved Dallas Stars Elite Girls are the 12UA League Champions. Coming up with this massive 3-0 win over the Texas Junior Brahmas. Congratulations, ladies. What a finish.
What a season. What a finish to that season. Making history, the first 12U girls to win the cup.
Very, very cool. Congratulations to these ladies. Schaefer coming up big. Posts the shutout. I can finally say that word. Shuts the door. Shuts the door on all 21 shots that she faces. And all 3 lines rolling all game. Everybody contributing. As I mentioned, even Alan, so good in the round robin, such an influencer. And then embracing that hat. Afterwards, here comes Alan with the hug it out. There they go. Goalies are going to do it. And they go up and done. Love it. Alan ends up putting on the hat, hype girl hat. Everyone participating. So happy for these girls. They'll be leaving with a medal here. Brahmas coach having a talk with their group. They're regrouping.
Yeah, Brahmas first seed all season long. The girls coming up with a win when it matters most. Just an incredible finish. I'm so happy for them.
Surprised we didn't do handshakes, but I think the just split up. Well, hopefully the mic's picking up. You want to turn up the Milos?
At this time, we recognize the runner-up for the 2026 THL 12U8 Division Championship, the Texas Junior Brahmas. And now, the 2026 12U8 Division Champions, the Dallas Stars Elite Girls.
Zakaria over to take the award.
Congratulations again to both teams on an outstanding season. This concludes the 2026 HBL Championship.
And it looks like they're wrapping it up. I actually thought they had medals for this, but maybe not.
I believe they do. Probably give them out
After.
off ice.
Look to get a photo. The girls all got championship hats, which is kind of cool. And they got a banner and a plaque that Coach Tyler can ensure comes out.
We got a better angle on it.
Yeah, I wish we had a better angle. What kind of broadcast crew is this? Who's our on-ice live feed, hey? Someone should have grabbed the Mevos and went out there.
Like the guy in the Olympics that was on the stage.
Yeah, exactly. There's the banner. Yeah. Yeah, Mason, show us the banner. Let's see it, girls. There it is, girls. There it is, girls. Yeah. Such a good looking group down there. They got their caps, they got their banner. So good to see. And the Brahmas looking to shake hands. Go, go, go.
Get in there, coach.
There you go. Good job, guys.
Smile, DSE.
Brahmas patiently waiting good on them, looking to do the handshakes. Congratulate the girls. And it was a spirited tilt, and as you mentioned, Michael, hats off to the Brahmas. Only 2 regulation losses the entire season. This is definitely considered an upset from their lens, but as we talked about time and time again, our girls always felt they could play with the Brahmas, and demonstrated that this weekend with an overtime loss, which was a really hard-fought battle, and then most importantly, a big win today. Yeah, green gloves all over the
Good call, Brendan.
all over the ice, green helmets all over this. These the helmets have stickers. Well, fans at home, that's going to wrap it up. We had a fun year broadcasting. The girls, what a way to finish. Want to thank everybody for tuning in, because it's been fun on our part, hasn't it, Michael? Hasn't it, Brendan?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun with you guys. Thanks again, and thanks for all the support, the subscribers at home, and I've seen a few in person come and tell us thank you for what we've done as well. So it's been good to meet you guys, and yeah, we'll see you down the road.
Awesome. Yeah, we've come a long ways from Brendan's very first broadcast, where it was, I think, on Heather Mason's Facebook page, where we just filmed and started yabbering halfway through the seconds. So kudos to you, Mr. Elliott, with the replays and all the tech, because that's been fantastic. And with that, we'll call this our final sign out. Thank you very much, Brendan. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, fans.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.